The story of a people is told best by those who live it out daily. And when the history of that community is informative, inspirational, and insightful, it should then be shared with the world. The Clio Exchange does that.
And through a surprise, a blessing came.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I had 2 years to go before I was going to be able to retire.
Okay.
And this was when all the rage was downsize. And so I was one of 5,000 people who got downsized. And many of them were very distraught and wondering what was going to happen and so forth. And I was very excited because I said, what an opportunity. I have no idea how God is going to use this, but I know that whatever it is, it's going to be an exciting time for me, and I'm looking forward to whatever it is. And I had no idea what it was. And so that was my attitude towards it. And so after I left, I started to examine what it was that I'd enjoyed, what it was I was good at. I enjoyed speaking, I enjoyed writing, I enjoyed helping people, I enjoyed encouraging. And so I wound up getting in, and I had my journalism background with writing, so that kind of all came together with the speaking and writing.
Amazing how the Lord does.
Isn't that? It was just an amazing thing. So now I get to do what I love to do.
Yeah.
I mean, every day is just so exciting and so filled with joy.
Yeah, and that's because you are now imparting your knowledge and your skills to
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And one of the things I always tell people is that there's nothing wasted.
Okay.
You know, anything that you learn, there's another opportunity for you to apply that for the betterment of another human being.
Yeah.
To give you an example, in 1986, I was a part of a young church over in Maryland. And the pastor asked me, and I was still working, of course, at the telephone company. The pastor asked me if I would develop a workshop on how to set up a budget. So I hadn't done that before, but I said, sure, I can do that. So I got busy and I went to some workshops and learned how to do that. And I taught the workshop and people liked it, and I did it again, and then I did some financial counseling. And then I did some premarital counseling in the financial arena and so forth. And I just kind of did that off and on as time went on. Again, still working my full-time job. And this is the point of nothing is wasted. So when I left the corporate world and started to examine what it was that I was good at, what it was that I wanted to do, I remembered that. And that led me to write this book that you mentioned, 425 Ways to Stretch Your Money, in which I tried to capture a lot of ways that ordinary income earners can get more bang for their buck, if you will.
All right. Give me an example of some of those.
For example, take auto insurance, for example. Most people have a car, they drive. So I have a chapter in there on how to save on that. So one of the things to do is to raise the deductible. That's, of course, the amount of money that you have to pay before the insurance company will kick in their amount. Check your credit score, because now insurance companies are absolutely, not just for getting credit, but also insurance companies base their rating structure in large part on credit score, because they have found that people who have a low credit score tend to have more claims than people who have a higher credit score. Another thing to do is to drive less. You know, take public transportation. If you drive less, you're obviously not exposed to as many hazards, and therefore you get a lower premium because of that. And then I actually developed a shopping service for auto insurance on my website, where people can go and actually put in some information and shop for insurance.
What is that website?
It's howtocutexpenses.com.
www.
www.howtocutexpenses.com.
That's pretty straightforward.
That's pretty straightforward. That's it.